This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, hello there. It's Jeff Cutter, and welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe. And today is January 29th, and today let's talk about the birthday boy, and that is Dominik Hasek. Seen here in this photo from his famous time as a Buffalo Sabre. Hasek is now 56 years old. He was born January 29th, 1965, in Pardubice, Czech Republic. He played for the Hawks, well, the Blackhawks, Sabres, Wings, and Senators in a 16-year NHL career. He was basically one of the finest goalies in his time in Buffalo. He's won 2 Stanley Cup rings, both with the Red Wings. One of the best goalies in the mid 90s till early 2000s. From 93 to 2001, 6 Vezinas, which was amazing in a span of 9 years. He won 2 straight Hart trophies for MVP. It's hard to win an MVP as goalie, but he had won back to back. He got the Czechs to the 98 Olympic gold medals. And he was the first European trained goalie to win the Stanley Cup and got shutouts in 1 year. He was unorthodox. He was known more for a flopper with basically his stuff along the ice. He would cover the puck with his blocker rather than his trapper. He has the highest save percentage of all time and 7th in goals against, best in the modern era. And the 3rd highest single season save percentage, 93.7% in 99. Brian Elliott has the record at 94%. Wow. Hasek is the only goalie to face the most shots per 60 minutes and the highest save percentage in one season. He did it twice with the Sabres. He was 43 years old when he retired in 08. 2009, he actually had a comeback with Pardubice of the Czech League, and then he signed with Spartak of the KHL. Wow, that's amazing. So basically, Hasek started playing in his home country of Czechoslovakia. Of course, they were under the Iron Curtain. Actually, Pardubice was good and all that. He helped Pardubice win 2 league titles, and he was drafted by the Czech Army to play for their team. Hasek actually entered the NHL draft and was drafted by the Chicago Blackhawks in 1983. At the time, NHL teams didn't want to take people behind the Iron Curtain because they were probably barred. Hasek was picked in the 10th round, 199th overall. He didn't even know till he read in a newspaper he was drafted. So basically, he would play in the Czech Republic. But in 1990, after the fall of communism and all that, the Iron Curtain started to crumble, and Hasek was allowed to go to the United States. So he started his career in the IHL, and then he came to the Hawks for the 1991 season, 7 years after he got drafted by the Hawks. He was the backup to Ed Belfour. He played 25 games over 2 seasons, and basically it was just either he was in the majors or the minors. Hasek wore number 34, and I know I have a rookie card of him. All that. Wearing number 34, Hasek made his first start in November 1990 against the Whalers in a tie. Jacques Cloutier wore number 31 before he was traded away to Quebec for Greg Millen, I think. Yeah. No, sorry. Cloutier came over from Quebec. Oh, whatever. His first victory came on March 8th, 1991, when he beat the Buffalo Sabres 5-3. And he got his first shutout, January 1992, against the Toronto Maple Leafs. During his time with the Hawks, his goalie coach was the great Vladislav Tretiak, who was actually selected in the same draft as Hasek, ironically enough, in 1983. But he couldn't play in the NHL because of the Soviet government. Hasek appeared in Game 4 of the 92 Stanley Cup Finals against the Penguins after Belfour allowed 2 goals on 4 shots in the opening 6 minutes. Hasek did pretty well for himself, despite the fact that he was the Stanley Cup losing goalie because he lost that Game 4. Chicago needed to make a move. With the expansion draft, the subsequent expansion of the Senators and the Lightning coming to the NHL, basically they had to protect 2 goaltenders, so they decided to protect Belfour and Jimmy Waite, who was a Canadian World Junior star in 1987. Chicago decided to trade Hasek to Buffalo because basically they needed to trade him away, or else they probably would have lost him in the expansion draft for nothing. Hasek was traded to Buffalo for Stefan Blumengard and future considerations, which was a draft pick, which the Hawks did use to their advantage, and got Eric Daze. Eric Daze was a pretty decent player when he was healthy. He decided to wear 39 in Buffalo. He was the backup goalie behind Grant Fuhrer and all that. He sat from the bench as Buffalo made an inspired first-round victory over the Boston Bruins in the 93 playoffs. But Fuhrer went down with injury. Hasek took over, and he never lost his stranglehold on the #1 title. He was a top-tier goalie. He won the Vezina in 94. He was actually runner-up for the Hart Trophy. I did not know that. And shared the Jennings Trophy for the team with the best goals against average. Hasek played 58 games with a 1.95 goals against, 7 shutouts, and a .930 save percentage. This is kind of when the trap came by. And in 94, he had that famous playoff duel with Marty Brodeur, as it was Buffalo versus New Jersey in the first round. And they went shot for shot and all that. Devils won in Game 7, but man, that was a huge. Buffalo almost pulled a rabbit out of their hat. Hasek was the 95 Vezina champion and actually was a Hart finalist too. In 97, Hasek had success winning the Hart Trophy for the first time, and the first time for a goalie in 35 years. But unfortunately, he had troubles with Ted Nolan, the coach. And in Game 3 of the first round series against the Senators, he removed himself and was replaced by Steve Shields. Sadly, though, he had a mild sprain of his right MCL, and the team doctor said he was hurt. Unfortunately, a Buffalo News columnist, Jim Kelly, wrote a column detailed Hasek's injury and his conflict with Nolan, and questioned the goalie's toughness. Hasek responded by attacking the journalist and got a 3-game suspension because of that. Steve Shields actually helped Buffalo win over the Ottawa Senators, albeit in 7 games, and Shields was in net when the Flyers took on the Sabres in the second round. Basically, there were a lot of problems to do with Ted Nolan. Even though that he won the Jack Adams for top coach and was popular with the Sabres fan base, Nolan was only given a 1-year contract extension by GM Darcy Reger. He decided to part ways. And a lot of people said that this was Hasek's fault why Ted Nolan left for Buffalo. He was booed so vigorously by the Buffalo fans that arena workers would have to play tapes out of crowd cheering to balance it out. Thankfully, though, the fans were less angry at him. And he picked up 7 shutouts in December, was elite. He won the Vezina, he won the Hart Trophy. Yeah, and he became one of the few goalies in NHL history to win the Hart alongside Jacques Plante, Carey Price, Chuck Rayner, Al Rollins, Jose Theodore, Roy Warters. Jacques Plante was 1962 with the Habs. Carey Price was just recently with the Habs, 2015, I think. I don't know. Chuck Rayner was with the Rangers in 1950. Al Rollins for the Hawks, the lowly Hawks in 1954. Jose Theodore in 2002 with the Habitants, and Roy Warters 1929 with the New York Americans. Hasek got 13 shutouts in the 98 season and did fantastic. All that. He signed a 3-year, $26 million contract with the Sabres in the offseason. In 99, he got another Vezina, his 3rd straight, and he was the finalist for the Hart. Buffalo got all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals when Dallas took him out in Game 6. Controversial goal or not, I think the Dallas Stars would have won anyway. Hasek would be bothered by injuries in the 2000 season, and he didn't win a major NHL award. Like, he got injured and all that. He set the modern record with his 6th Vezina Trophy in 2001, though. Hasek did fine, but unfortunately, Pittsburgh, with a returning Mario Lemieux, beat him in Game 7 in overtime. Darius Kasparaitis. Hasek decided, no, it's not, but the Sabres decided to trade Hasek to Detroit to lower the payroll and send Hasek to a more competitive team. He was drafted for Slava Kozlov, a first round pick in the 2002 draft, and future considerations. The draft pick was Jim Slater. Well, that sucked. Hasek did well, 41 wins, got the Wings the President's Trophy for best record, and got them to the Stanley Cup, but they took down the Carolina Hurricanes in the finals. This was amazing. He got 6 shutouts in a postseason, which was a record, until Marty Brodeur broke it the next year with 7. Hasek decided to retire because he was on top of the world. However, he decided to play again after Detroit got shocked by the Anaheim Ducks in the first round, so he wanted to play again. There was a big problem for the Red Wings. They still had 2 years left on Cujo's contract. And Manny Legacy was also on the cards for the Wings. And also Colorado wanted to replace Patrick Waugh. But Hasek injured his groin and basically he had a lot of problems. He actually told Detroit GM Ken Holland he would not accept any pay when he was injured. And he decided not to really play the 2003-04 season. So basically, that was it. So he wanted to play for a Stanley Cup contender and actually named the Ottawa Senators as a possibility. Ha 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 ha. The Senators traded Patrick Lalime to St. Louis in July 2004, which meant the Senators could get Hasek on a 1-year deal. Well, Patrick Lalime got himself out of Ottawa because of his poor playoff performance against the Leafs in Game 7 of the first round. Of course, the lockout ruined Hasek's chance to play for Ottawa. And then he played for Ottawa and it was fine. Unfortunately, though, he injured something in the Winter Olympics. And worst of all, his equipment was in Ottawa when headed for the Winter Olympics. So he injured his abductor muscle, making a save in a qualifying match against Germany. He basically was too injured. And Hasek didn't re-sign with Ottawa. So the Red Wings decided to give him a 1-year contract. And he shocked everyone by leading the Red Wings to the #1 seed in the Western Conference. So they actually said that Hasek would not play on consecutive nights and preserve him for the playoffs, which was a good move. Unfortunately, though, Hasek and the Wings lost the Stanley Cup semifinals to the Ducks in 6 games. He contemplated retirement and actually was given a 1-year deal. Hasek was replaced by Chris Osgood, who ironically was waived by the Red Wings to make way for Hasek before 2002, and the Islanders got Chris Osgood. So Hasek and Osgood, after Hasek recovered from stuff, Hasek and Osgood would just basically be a tandem, kind of like '96 with the Wings winning 62 games with Ferdinand and Osgood being a tandem. Hasek got in net for the first few games against the Nashville Predators in the first round, but after a few bad performances, Osgood was in net for good. Hasek did win the Stanley Cup and all that. And he decided to retire. I mean, after all, like he's got 2 Stanley Cups and all that. So yeah, international play was one of the best. He was good at international play, winning a gold medal for the '98 team in Nagano. He was amazing. He only gave up 6 goals in that tournament. He shut down Canada. It was Hasek versus Waugh, and it was 1-1 after regulation and overtime, and then basically the shootout. No pucks went past him. Only 1 shot went in the net, and that was Reichel. He then shut out the Russians in the finals, 1-0. It was amazing. All that. Yeah. And all that. So yeah. Fantastic. Little 2. So yeah, he basically was. Well, he's got 2 kids, so yeah, a lot of legacy. He had a lot of legacy, especially winning the Hart Trophy for MVP. I mean, like, honestly, he ended his career with 735 regular season games played, 389 wins, with 81 shutouts, which is pretty good. And in the playoffs, he was 65-49 with 14 shutouts. Pretty good, huh? And 2 Stanley Cups, obviously. Not to mention that, he was part of the NHL rookie team in 92, which was nice. 3-time Jennings Trophy winner, 94, 01, and 08. 6-time Vezina winner. 6-time first team All-Star. 6 times went to the All-Star game. 2-time Hart Trophy winner. 2-time Lester B. Pearson Award. That's the MVP voted by the players. And 2-time Stanley Cup champion. So yeah, that was amazing. I know that Dominik Hasek is an icon. And he always will be. I'm a goalies guy myself. And I always like Dominik Hasek's unorthodox style. I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.